What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today let's talk about how to get into a radiology program the first time. So just a forewarning, what I'm going to say in this video isn't just going to guarantee you a spot in the radiology program that you're looking for. These programs are highly competitive, and there are many contributing factors that go into actually being accepted into a program. But with that said, I am going to do my best to kind of give you some tips and advice to help yourself kind of stand out amongst the crowd of applicants that are pulling into the one program that you're looking at, and give yourself the best chance of actually being accepted into a program the first time. And these are all things that I would do if I had to start over today and apply to another radiology program. It's going to be kind of a step-by-step guide all the way to finding a program to actually applying to that program. So with that said, grab a coffee, grab a notebook, take some notes, class is in session. All right, so the first thing that I would do is find an accredited program in my area. So how I would do this is either go on the ARRT website and search for programs around me, or I will go on the JCERT website and find a program that way. The ARRT is just the governing body that credentials radiologic technologists like myself. And JCERT is an accrediting organization that is recognized by the ARRT. So we have the ARRT, which is the main governing body of radiologic technologists, and then they have recognized agencies or organizations that make sure schools are accredited as well, and that is JCERT. So personally, I would go on the JCERT website to search and find programs because I think it is much easier to navigate that way than going on the ART website. And I'll leave links down below to both websites, but for this video, I'm going to use the JCERT website because again, I think it's more user-friendly. So I would click on JCERT website, I would go to accredited programs, and then scroll down, click on radiography programs, and then I would search for my area. So say Ohio, I would search for programs in Ohio. And then I can even filter that down even more by zip code, by city, that sort of thing. And the reason I like this website is because you can just click on a program and get immediate statistics. You can find out who the program director is. You can find out how much tuition is right there, the program capacity, how many seats there are, graduation rates, those sort of things, which are just really good to be able to click through a couple different programs and just see quick statistics just like that. So what I would do is just click on the program near you, get a brief overview of how that looks, just check out that front page. And then what you can do is click on the link that actually sends you to that program's website. And there you can really get all the nitty-gritty details. You can find out exactly what tuition is, what the admission requirements, prereqs are, those sort of things that are incredibly important into applying to a program. So at this point, I really encourage you to look at more than one program. And this is something that I will go into more detail later on in the video. But for now, try to choose at least 2 to 3 programs, write them down in your notebook, and then write down the admission requirements into each program. What do I need to be eligible to apply to this program? You will quickly see how each program is unique in regards to applying or being eligible to apply. So one program could work off a point-based system, meaning the more points you have on that scale, the better chance you have of being accepted to that program. Another program might expect you to come to an open house or virtually attend it to even be eligible to apply. The program over here might require you to do 4 hours of job shadowing or whatever the case. So again, you will see how each program is unique in their admission requirements, and it's just a really good idea to write those down and see exactly what you might need to apply to these programs. All right, so now that we have all that information in front of us, we were able to find programs in our areas, and we know what exactly is needed to be eligible to apply to these programs. We can now start focusing on the next step, which is building a strong application. So where do we start when building a strong application? Well, the first thing that a lot of these programs look at are your grades or your GPA. GPA is very important, so just know that the stronger GPA you have, the better your application is going to look to these program directors. If you're someone that's been slacking off on your gen eds, then it's not going to look great when applying to a radiology program because these directors want to see students that are taking their general education serious. They want to see them getting good grades in these classes because the radiology program can be a lot more rigorous than just your basic gen ed classes. And if you are excelling in your gen eds, then there's a really good chance you're going to excel in the radiology program as well. But on the opposite end, if you are just barely getting by your gen eds with all C's or something like that, it doesn't give the radiology director much faith that you are going to pass this 2-year rigorous radiology program. And they don't want to just take people that are going to fail in their first semester or fail in their first year because, again, these programs are really small. Some programs only take 5 to 10 students a year. And if you fail in your first year, that seat is just gone. It's vacant. And that takes away a spot from someone else that really wanted it, who would have taken the program more serious and they could have been in that program, graduated, and so on. So again, GPA is extremely important. It is not make or break, so don't freak out if you do have a C or some Bs here. That's totally fine. I had a C in my anatomy and physiology, and I still got into a radiology program. And that's not great because anatomy and physiology is like the basis of radiology. It's medicine. So take your prereqs seriously is what I'm trying to say. If you're in high school, don't slack off in high school because there are programs that will allow you to apply directly from high school. There are other programs that are very competitive, and they might be a point-based system saying these are highly recommended courses. If you take these, it'll give you a better chance of being accepted to the program. So if you are taking those recommended classes, take them serious. Do your best to get A's in them, A's and B's. Don't just take all these programs and get C's and B's because you don't want to do quantity over quality. The main goal is quality over quantity. It's better to just have your basic core classes to be eligible to apply to get A's in those rather than take multiple classes and just get C's and B's, if that makes sense. And I'm going to make another video after this that actually goes over my personal experience on how I got into a radiology program. And it's going to show things I did right as well as things I did wrong. And one of the things I did right was take some of the highly recommended courses to help on that point-based system. Some of the things I did wrong was not take them serious and I got some C's here and there. It obviously got some A's, but overall, I did not have the best GPA, and that really did not help my chances of getting into those point-based systems or those point-based radiology programs that were highly competitive. All right, so long story short, a strong GPA is the start of a strong application. So write that down. A strong GPA is the start of a strong application. So work really hard in the classes that you are taking to give yourself the best chance. So now that we have the GPA portion out of the way and we understand that we need to take our classes serious, the next thing to do is start working down the line and see what else is required. If one program says job shadowing 4 hours is required, then let's go out and excel. Let's do 8 hours of job shadowing. And then when it comes time to apply, we're going to put that in our application that, hey, we did an extra 4 hours of job shadowing at another hospital to really kind of dictate that this is a career that we want to do. We are really interested in radiology and I'm taking this serious. I'm going above and beyond. If there is the next program that you're looking at applying to and it doesn't say anything about job shadowing, boom, you just did 8 hours of job shadowing for this program, and now you can add that to your other application as well. And that just shows the program director that, oh, this isn't even a requirement. And this person did 8 hours of job shadowing, 4 hours at one site, 4 hours at another site. They are taking this really serious. And that is something that looks really good to program directors when it comes time to apply for programs. So let's continue to work down the admission requirements. So say this program wants a letter of recommendation, this program wants 2 reference letters, that sort of thing. Get these reference letters from people in high positions. Use your teachers, someone that will give you a really good recommendation. They could say, oh, this person takes our class serious, he sits in the front, he asks good questions, he's always engaged, he's never late to class, that sort of thing. That looks extremely good to program directors. Maybe your employer, say you're working as a patient transporter in a hospital and you have a really strong work ethic. So your manager or supervisor could say something like, Brandon is very hardworking, he has a great work ethic, he is always going above and beyond, he's very compassionate when working with patients, and he would be a great candidate for getting into this radiology program. That looks so good to the program directors. Not only are those words of encouragement that this person, this candidate is going to take the radiology program serious, but it also shows that he has medical experience. He's a patient transporter in a hospital. He understands the layout. He understands medicine and what it's like working with patients. So right there is 2 birds with 1 stone thing. So the main thing is get your reference letters from teachers, from employers, and make sure that they are good reference letters. Whatever the programs you're applying to ask for, do your best to go above and beyond. If a program is asking, hey, you need to attend this open house to be eligible to apply to this program, make sure not to miss it. If this program is asking for a personal statement, tell them your story, tell them what drives you, make it memorable. Using these tactics and ideas that I just talked about will help build you the strongest application. And this is what I would do if I was applying to a program today. All right, quick coffee break. Hot Americano in the morning just hits different. All right, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so let's move on to step number 3 now. So for 1, we know how to find programs in our area. 2, we know the admission requirements of these programs, as well as we are now working on building a strong application to apply to these programs. 3, let's now work on what we can do to boost our chances even more of getting accepted to these programs the first time. All right, so this might sound just a little basic, but this is something that I cannot state enough, and that is apply to more than one program. Again, apply to more than one program. Remember when I talked about finding 2 to 3 programs in your area and looking at the admission requirements? This is something that will give you such a better chance of getting into a program your first time. Real quick, when I was applying to programs years ago, when I got into the radiology school, one of the program directors said not to put all your eggs in one basket. He said, do not put all your eggs in one basket. And this is something I've said in a couple of videos now, but that is something that stuck with me forever. And if I was applying again to a radiology program today, I would not put all of my eggs in one basket. There are too many students or too many potential students that want to get into a radiology program and just apply to the local program near them. And then they don't get in, and now they have to wait another year to apply to that program. And a lot of these programs have wait lists because they are so competitive. So do yourself a favor and look at more than one program and apply to all of them. Again, if you have all your admission requirements done for this one program, you have a really good chance that all those are going to be the same or very similar requirements for another program. So you might as well give yourself a better chance and apply to those programs, because the best thing to do is be accepted to 2 and 3 programs, and then you get to decide which program you want, rather than not be accepted to the one program that you apply to. And now you got to decide, all right, I just got to wait till next year to apply? Am I going to start looking at some other career path? That sort of thing. Because that program director told me not to put all my eggs in one basket, I decided to apply to a program 3 hours away. I was already applying to 2 local programs, so I was like, I'm not even putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm applying to 2 programs. And he said, open your radius, make it even bigger. And I was like, all right, whatever. I applied to that 3rd program 3 hours away. They required an open house that I had to drive there. My sister actually drove me there because I didn't have a car at the time. I had to pay another application fee. I was a little bit annoyed about it. But what I'll discuss in another video on my journey of getting into a program, the first local programs that I applied to, I didn't actually get in. But guess what? I got into that 3rd program 3 hours away. So this is why I emphasize it so much to apply to more than one program, because you might think that you have the best application, but these programs are so competitive, and I can't say that enough. One of the programs I looked at, it was like 10 students got into it with an 85 or 90 that applied. That's insane. So even if you think you have this great resume, this great application, the chances are it's competitive and you might not get in. And we don't want to waste another year of applying just to hope to get in. No, apply to more than one program today to get into a program today. So long story short, broaden your radius, apply to more than one program. Okay, moving on to step number 4, consider all your options. And this kind of piggybacks off the last step, but truly consider all your options. Of course, applying to more than one program, building your radius out, that sort of thing. But think about another aspect. Think about community colleges, public universities, and even private universities. Community colleges, for example, tend to have low tuition, and that is great. Personally, that's what I want to do. I want to go to a community college and pay the least to get my education. That just makes sense. I'd rather have less debt coming out of school than more. But think about it. Everyone has that same mindset. So if your local program is a community college and the tuition is lower compared to a lot of other programs, you are going to have tons of students trying to get in, or tons of applicants trying to get into this one program. That makes it really even more competitive. And that's where a lot of these point-based systems come off of, and these wait lists happen. So think outside of the box. Look at a private university. This is something that I didn't even really consider, but I ended up getting into a private university. Yes, it was more expensive, but that was the only program I got into. And coming out of school, I did have more debt, but it wasn't outstanding compared to the other colleges or programs that I applied to. And I was also able to pay it off really quickly. So don't just let a private school's kind of tuition really freak you out. I mean, obviously, we're in an economy where it's hard to, you have to think about money. You're not just gonna spend 80 grand for a 2-year program or degree. That's kind of crazy, but some of these programs are like that. But there are a lot of other private programs that are attainable, and yeah, they could be double the price of a community college, but you are getting into a program today. You are graduating in 2 years from today, and now you're working as a tech 2 years later, rather than someone that is still trying to get into this community program 2 years later and are just continually on a wait list. Does that make sense? truly just consider all your options, because that was the best decision I made. Had I not got into that private institution, I don't know what I would have done. It's hard for me to wait a whole nother year to apply to a program that I might not get into again. That doesn't sit well with me. I'm a very go person, probably because I drink too much coffee. But no, I want to get into a program today. I want you guys to get into a program today, because the goal is getting into a program and graduating in 2 years and being in a whole new career field. That is the best part, rather than kind of being in limbo, like, oh, I applied, I didn't get in. Now what am I going to do for the next year? Just take more core classes to possibly not get in again? No, we are giving ourselves the best chances of getting into a program today, the first time. And one more tip, if the programs you are applying for have like highly recommended prereq courses, look into community colleges for taking those courses. They are a lot cheaper there, and they should all transfer if they're an accredited institution. But you will save a lot of money on the gen eds, like your anatomy, physiology, college algebra, whatever, English comp, those sort of things. And then if you're taking other highly recommended courses like medical terminology, basic pharmacology, death and dying, whatever the science classes might be to help give yourself a better chance of getting into that program, you will just save a lot more money at a community college rather than taking a lot of the gen eds at a private institution, because that's just going to add up more. I'd rather pay $2.95 a credit hour than $5.95 a credit hour, if that makes sense. All right, so let's wrap this video up before you guys all fall asleep. So what we're going to do is we're going to find 3 programs in our area. We are going to write down those admission requirements to those programs to see how we are eligible to apply to those programs. We are then going to focus really hard on our studies and our education and get the best GPA we can in the classes. We are going to make ourselves as marketable as possible. We're going to go above and beyond in the application process, and we are going to consider all of our options. If you do this step by step, I think that will give you the best chances of getting into a radiology program the first time. And again, this is what I would do if I was applying to another radiology program today. These are all the steps that I would take. If a program has an interview process, just work on your interview skills, work on answering some questions, and just really just show these programs why you want to be a radiologic technologist. Do your due diligence, do your research. What motivates you to want to do this career for the rest of your life? You really want to help people. You want to work with new advancing technology. There's so many things, so many different avenues that you could go. So be as marketable as possible. Give yourself the best shot of getting into a program the first time, and we'll get through this together. The whole point of this channel is to help you guys. So with that said, please leave any comments, questions, suggestions down below. I know this can all be confusing. I know this can be tricky, and I will do my best to kind of help you guys out throughout the way. So with that said, take care, have a good one, see ya.